Sometime after the fall of Bravos, I spotted Cal in my Gehenna map. This was very concerning because I had thought he found Gehenna. In reality, he was just going mining. He had no idea at the time that he was just a couple of hundred blocks away from Gehenna. Not only that, but I went to him and played it off as if I was just hunting him down. Shortly after, he died to lava. I decided against killing him as a show of morality and that the kings were superior and that we don't kill people unless they actually pose a threat. Cal kind of questioned it but understood what I was going for, and I eventually called him and I was like, hey, what's going on?
I'm gonna die.
I kind of hoped that he died, and
Bye-bye
eventually
now.
he did. But Cal failed to realize something. At the betrayal of Bravos, Mustachio picked up the crown of Moria and immediately put it in his e-chest. Shortly after I asked him for the crown, he agrees, and he gave me the coordinates to a chest containing the crown. Outstandingly, I was in possession of the crown. When I told him I had the crown, he was enraged, and immediately a fight broke out in the chat, and over time, war was declared between the kings and Cal. Here we go. Multiple teams were created after the destruction of Bravos. One team was the Africans. Kind of a funny name and not really a group that took themselves seriously. However, they took themselves seriously enough to cause some chaos within the server. And immediately Solid was wanted in. Solid went to the kings and said, hey, listen, we should probably give these guys some loot. Maybe they can cause some chaos for us. Another group was being formed, and the Africans didn't really like them, and the kings were like, maybe we can join in on the fun. So we supplied the African team. Over time, they started to raid and pillage bases that they found over time. The next team was the Bongos, led by Panda and his boys, and if you see that, yeah, that's Brandon's house. Panda and his boys decided to rob his house and turn it into Bongo City. This city would be crowned by a man named, well, you could have guessed,
Put your crown up, put your crown up.
River Bongo. Bongo won by an election against his candidate, well, Bongo, and he immediately started giving out orders.
My first order of business. Our first order of business is get more territory, expand. This is
We're expanding. Everyone expand. Build more.
Eventually, the kings wanted in. We opened up our own trading area, and soon we made bank. We also made them very rich, and I myself got pretty rich. Pretty soon, Panda Town, at least Bongo City, would be on the rise.
He just gave me his pickaxe. Yeah, Gale. Here. So I gave him another pants. He doesn't know what to do with them.
Oh, I gave him pants too. We just give this.
Bro, I need my
Oh, he gave up. He doesn't have pants. Briss, here, have this.
I get
He is asleep.
Oh my goodness! These boots are stacked out of their minds.
Wait.
Boy, my shop goes out of stock. No!
No!
We ran him dry.
Mending 1, efficiency 5. That's
Oh.
better than a sword, right?
He's going crazy. Oh, he's out of here.
Brandon's little house had now turned into a fully functioning country. One of the most important teams that was made after the fall of Bravos was Tengu's team. This team was amazing, consisted of Human, Amarak, Drab, Turtle, and finally Waffle. More members would join over time, but that was the team in the beginning. As the team started to grow, they started to get increasingly rich, and with Tengu being their leader, you best believe that their team is going to be powerful. They needed a base, specifically a home. They decided to post up at Panda Town 2, at least the village nearby and underground. Nobody would expect it. They were hiding in plain sight, but nobody would dare even check such a place. They had two bases. They had the main base, which Tengu is in control of below Panda Town 2, and of course they had another base that would be in plain sight, owned by Human and relatively near Gehenna. But now the Kings were about to make a move that would change the playing field and would slightly begin World War I. And that move was making an empire. Bravos was the King's failure, and the Kings wanted to try something new. They wanted to see if they could possibly take over the server. Now, the King's reputation in Season 4 has been rather terrible, with many massacres, betrayals, and killings. They wanted to repair their reputation and maybe gain popularity within the SMP. And so we made an empire. Almost instantly, we got multiple teams to join us. Most importantly, the Tengu team had joined us. Shortly after, when the African team was made, the Africans had also joined us, and the Bongo City team had also joined us, and we were still at war against Cal. Now, in the beginning, we had a meeting to discuss where would the capital of this empire even be. It couldn't be Gehenna. It couldn't be Gehenna because it was our country. It was our secret country. Nobody could go there but us, so why would that be the capital? We discussed Tengu's team having a capital with Human's base, however, that never worked out. And Bongo City would never be the capital due to how close it was to spawn, and the cords to Bongo City were well known at this point. Now, a new issue had struck the Kings. You see, Solid needed to solve some things in real life, and due to this, he would be gone for at least 2 months. At this point, me and Theory needed to be the only Kings. And this was kind of difficult because I had never truly worked with Theory on carrying an empire on our backs. And another issue would strike the empire. This time, the Africans and Bongo City, well, they had some tension between the two of their groups, and now they were thinking about going to war with each other. It would be the Guildforge Gehenna versus Evoker's country all over again. We needed to put a stop to this. However, it was a little interesting to watch it all go down. Now, another thing, the Kings were slowly starting to side with the Africans in that scenario because Cal and his boys were allowed within Bongo City. Remember, we're at war with Cal, and the fact that Panda let him in was kind of suspicious, and we didn't really like that. And so we decided to team with the Africans on this. And so Panda and his boys were exiled out of the empire, and now something very devastating would occur. At this point, the empire was starting to get a lot of members, and we had nowhere to put them. We didn't have an extra country to throw people in, we didn't have a capital to have people stay at. It was bad. I called Tengu multiple times and asked him, hey, listen, I need your place to become the capital, and quickly. However, Tengu and his team kept rejecting the offer. They simply just didn't want to do it. They didn't think it'd be good for their country where Human was staying, and they were correct. With that amount of people, things would get very cramped very quickly, and so we had a major issue in our hands. Cal and his boys, well aware that the Empire was on the rise, needed to figure out something to do to fight the Empire. They couldn't necessarily just attack Panda Town and his boys, they just joined him. And joining Panda Town was huge because, in a way, it gave them immunity towards the Empire, because why would the Empire attack Panda Town? Panda Town's in the Empire. So things were very chaotic at this point, and Cal was playing it very safe. Cal knew if he got into a battle with the Empire, things would go very badly for him, so he played it safe and started getting stacked. And with all this buildup, the very first tragedy would begin. The fall of Bongo City. The attack was planned. Panda has stopped his stream to go watch a movie, and the Africans knew that Panda wouldn't be back for a while, and so they decided to plan their attack. With loot from the kings, they came in and attacked Bongo City. The battle was quite unknown, but we do know that there was a battle, and it was a big battle. That battle ended up in the Africans winning, and Bongo City had fallen. Now, here was the thing. The kings were not prominent on destroying Bongo City. The kings liked Bongo City. We never wanted it to be in ruins. We never wanted a battle to happen. We didn't want any of this. And so we didn't like the Africans either. Now we didn't know what the hell we were gonna do. But eventually we made up our mind. We're going to attack the Africans. And so I sent Solid to massacre the Africans. After the massacre of the Africans, they decided to go towards a brand new direction and hopefully build a new base. However, their new base was suspiciously close to Gehenna, and the kings took notice. After the fall of Bongo City, Panda and his boys decided to move to a snow biome. They immediately wanted to hold an election to immediately kick out Bongo, since they believed they needed a new leader. Ghosty, supposedly, was going to be the new leader. However, Bongo saw this as traitorous activity and called the Empire. The Empire took this as an opportunity to finally wipe out the Panda team and get them off the Empire, since they were working with Cal. And so the Empire sent Tengu and his boys to go assassinate Panda and the rest of their team. The civil war at Panda's team was finally going to come to a bloody conclusion.
Says.
Like, this is like. Here, we can do this the hard way or the easy way.
Listen, we can do the hard way or the easy way.
Guys, the Africans are here. The Africans are here!
Panda and his boys were killed. However, Tengu and Human had left, so Panda saw the opportunity to potentially have their vote in peace, thinking that their enemies were gone. Little did they know that the Empire was about to strike once more, but this time, Bongo would do the work.
Hey, Bongo. What? Yeah? I know. For the Empire.
Die, we're gonna die.
Ow!
Oh my gosh!
For the Empire!
I'm part of the Empire! What do you mean?
But you tried to elect me.
I'm stuck. Oh, good thing I took off all my armor. Oh, I didn't have any. I already died.
At this point, Panda and his team would be gone for a couple of months, and they would never return in the Empire. Things were getting very complicated now, and there was one last team the Empire needed to take care of: the Africans. Eventually, the kings decided to hit their next base. Their next base was surprisingly close to Gehenna as well, and it was pretty roaring. However, we eliminated the base. We couldn't kill them because they weren't online, but by then, it was all over. The African team was done. They were out of the playing field, and that's it. the Empire had no more enemies to take on. At this point in time, the kings realized there was nobody else to fight, and that was it. World War I had come to another bloody conclusion with the end of the African team and the end of the Panatown team. However, a new team would rise up, and that team would be Mustachio's team. Mustachio's team would start building their country relatively near Gehenna. However, the kings had no idea that Mustachio's country even existed or that the team even existed, and pretty soon a major surprise would happen between the two teams. Almost during the entirety of World War I, Cal didn't, well, do anything. He had just gained an ideology of only trusting himself and nobody else, and went to the end and went hunting for some materials with Sleepy. And so, World War I had come to its final rest.
The video of her.
Everyone quiet. You all need to start like actually being useful because you've done a lot to help build this country, but I need help. So instead of killing each other, we need to start working on whoever has all of Sam's stuff. If we could get that back.
All right, Father
Alright.
Mustachio.
Alright. World War I has come to a close. And the Empire, we need a capital because we have a bunch of members that are just joining and we have nowhere for them to go. Tengu, I've been asking you over and over again. I know it's a pain, but can we use Human's country as the capital?
I don't think he can because, you know, trying to keep it secret. Don't want more people to go there and publicize it, so sorry, but no.
What if we build it right there on the top right?
Kinda wanna... What the hell is that? Don't tell me that somebody already lives here. No, that's Mustachio's country. It'll be a dual country. That's gonna be awesome.